Well, it finally happened. For the third time, Atlus has had one of their major announcements, likely at one of the upcoming summer shows, leaked. This time, thankfully, not by themselves, but once again, we are looking at a spoiled surprise. Probably. This is not as major as that one time they posted to their own Instagram the trailers for Persona 3 Reload and Persona 5 Tactica. Metaphor, luckily, escaped that, but anyways. Now, some of this is not completely confirmed. My understanding is that the leaks that are already out there are assets from an outsourced Chinese company. This company has already allegedly been legally fined by Atlus, which kind of adds to the validity of the leaks. Again, I don't know how accurate this stuff is. We'll get into why that is in a moment. I haven't really looked too much into this at all. So you might have come into this video thinking that I'm going to talk about it. Kind of, but not completely. I'm mostly sitting on the sidelines, kind of ignoring them right now. And why, you might ask? Persona 6 is indeed one of my most highly and probably my highest anticipated game, but I'm not really that interested in seeing the game and seeing stuff from the game before it's ready. And I've kind of upheld this in other videos I've done about the topic, but I have lived my whole life with gaming leaks. There were the Koro early leaks for Pokemon when I was a kid, and that was kind of the beginning. I lived through the Gamatsu leak for Smash 4, the fake Rayman leak for the same game, all those years in between, the Star Fox Grand Prix leak, tens of thousands of fake text leaks, gacha game leaks, Smash Ultimate leaks. I've seen a lot, is what I'm trying to say. So this really shouldn't be any different, right? True, I guess. But that's kind of why I'm refraining from really looking too much at it. I have seen the leaks. It's one of those things that you just come across at this point, and I happened to come across it the morning that it happened. But this is not the first look we were intended to get of this game. I like to keep up with what is getting leaked, but sometimes I don't read too much into it because it's just not worth it. I really want my primary exposure to Persona 6 to be the look that I was intended to get. And you can argue that I have covered leaks in the past. I have covered leaks about Persona 4 Revival, about Persona 3 Reload. But some of that was a little more personal. I found Reload's leaks to be very vindicating for me because I had held the belief since about 2018 that a Persona 3 remake was an inevitability. It was a matter of when, not if. And finally seeing it happen was basically validation to me of I was right. I'm abstaining from looking at these leaks and looking at them especially in depth because I want to. It's not some moral high ground like, oh, I'm better than you for not looking at the leaks. You are free to do as you want. It's just what I want to do. If you want to look at them, take a deep dive into them, watch tons of videos talking about speculation and looking into the deeper meanings of it and speculating on what Persona 6 could be before it comes out, that's great. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. You are not under any obligation not to look at them. But personally, I just don't want to. I went into Persona 5 completely blind. It was my first Persona game, and I became a fan of the series since then. And things will obviously be different for Persona 6. I am not going into this game entirely blind. That is just not possible for me anymore as a fan of these games. But I'm just not really feeling the need to look that deeply into these leaks, because it's not a trailer, it's not gameplay footage, it's a bunch of art assets seen out of context of the game, and I don't think that does anything for me. But again, reiterating, it's not a moral high ground thing, and I don't think I'm better than anyone for not looking at these leaks. Come on, it's just gaming information at this point. If it's real. Not saying that I don't believe that they're real. I personally think that they probably are. But I'm just making this video to address the fact that I do know that these things have happened, and maybe if you didn't know, now you do. So if you want to stay leak-free, be very careful about where you're hanging out on the internet because you're gonna see it. I've already seen YouTube thumbnails with the leaked images in the thumbnail. This video does not have any leaked stuff in it because I don't want to put it in the video. That's it. Again, I don't really think they're fake. I'm just not in the mood to deep dive into them and find out things before they're ready. Look, it's been 9 years since Persona 5. It's been 6 years since Royal. If I gotta wait another 2 weeks, I'm not that bothered by it. So that's all I really have to say. Thanks for watching. You can like the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you want to see my actual reaction to Persona 6 whenever it is revealed, hopefully in the next 2 weeks, but we'll see what happens. And I'll see you guys next time.